Hello everybody and welcome back to another video with Electra Soul. If you're new to my channel, I'm a psychic medium, a spiritual life coach, and just that spiritual girl putting everybody on alongside a whole lot of other things. But today in this video, guys, for one, I am super excited to be out here. I mean, in the way that I never ever film outside for my main YouTube videos, you know, when I talk about the law of assumption and things like that. I'm never outside, but I am today because today's Christmas and my space is preoccupied, and so that is also why I'm wearing the red festive, all that good stuff. So let's just enjoy the outside noise, including the dog, the cars, the wind, all that. All right. I also have my Snoopy blanket with me because I'm pretty cold, even though this is not a cold state. So besides that, of course, to get started with the video today, what I want to talk about is revision within the law of assumption, but honestly a different flavor to it, okay? The reason that I say that, like a different flavor to it, is because when you practice revision, which for those who don't know what revision is within the law of assumption, if you are a conscious manifester, basically what revision is when you claim that something did not occur within your reality at all. It's not you pretending that it didn't happen, it's more of you accepting the fact that whatever it was that did occur did not actually occur, especially if it is not the favorable story, but what you say occurred actually did occur. So to give you a clear example of exactly what I mean, let's say for example you failed a test. If you failed a test in class, you perceive that you have, you know, maybe your teacher told you that you got an F on that exam. You literally claim that you did not fail that exam but that you passed it. Instead, you're rewriting the past. Because do keep in mind that past, present, and future tenses, it's not actually real. You know, time is not real, in my honest opinion. I feel like time is definitely just a social construct, but within that example, you claim that you actually did pass your exam, you know, everything was great. You do not worry about how your exam is actually going to turn from an F to an A, a B, a C, or whatever, anything else. You don't worry about what your professors are gonna think. You don't worry about what it's gonna take for that to occur. You just know that it's happening and that's it. So because you have made that conscious decision that you actually passed that exam and you did not fail it, and you're not worrying about the circumstances that play into it as to how this could actually occur in your highest favor, things literally realign itself within your reality to be exactly the way that you say that they are, even if again you don't know how. That is the most important thing to take with you here, guys, because a lot of people use revision and they stress out unnecessarily. Revision is not a difficult concept within the law of assumption, although I do entirely understand where it can be stressful, because a lot of overthinking can come into that. People just, you know, they overthink all of it. How is it possible? How can it really happen? I said, you know, I had this experience, and is it possible that it's actually rewritten? Yes, my love, it actually is rewritten because you are the decider of all things within your reality. And it really is something where you have to learn how to have faith in what it is that you're claiming that you do have right now. No matter when it occurred, no matter what happened, no matter anything, because at the end of the day, you being as in control as you are really does make an enormous difference within your reality. And the only way that that power is capped, which it could never be, is if you claim or perceive it to be capped in whichever way, shape, or form that it may be. Remember, guys, your power goes above and beyond a lot of things that you could ever imagine, and I promise you it really does. Even things that you think you would not be able to change, or, you know, anything that you might overthink, it does not matter. That stuff is not relevant because you are the decider of your reality. All right, guys, I have revised a lot of things, and I will tell you guys that I used to stress out a lot when it came to revision because I used to just assume how the fuck was this gonna happen. Sorry for cursing, but seriously, just straight up like that. I would not really understand how things were going to manifest for me in the way that I say that this is different. How is it actually different? It happened. You know, it seems like a very logical thing for you to ask these kinds of questions, and they are logical based. You know, it is reasonable, but please do remember that this world is truly limitless. You are a limitless being. The things that you assume can actually be very limitless, and the more limitless minded you are, the more limitless your reality will become because you are assuming in favor of that limitless nature. Remember to never put a cap on what it is that you say can happen for you, because I promise you the Most High can absolutely always happen. You just have to be fully open to that actually happening for you because you're the only person who can make it. Before I dive in deeper into this topic, let's get started with the video right now so that we can get to talking about revision. Yes, I have already made a video on this subject before, but I do remember somebody asked me to make an updated version. So I would be more than happy to, especially with my kind of intellect that I have today, the things that I've been through, what I've experienced in my life, you know, things that I have learned. I'm going to tell you exactly what I do for myself. And of course, if you want to listen to me, you can. If not, that is totally fine. Everybody is different. Please do remember that. But I know that for myself, I can guarantee you I have made it the the least stressful, that I could possibly ever make this. Because what I was going to say right before I said let's get started with the video is that I used to, yes, again, have a lot of trouble with revision, but it wasn't trouble, that's not right. I didn't have a lot of trouble. I feel like I was just more limited, not limitless. I was a little bit more limited, which I do understand, of course, because, you know, I came up on limiting beliefs. A lot of people grow up on limiting beliefs. A lot of people assume that they cannot have the things that they want to have because of overthinking type scenarios. This, that, this, and that, this, and that. And all those things are understandable for you to wonder about, but I promise you, your power, again, goes above that. So do everything that you can in your highest favor to claim what you want to be yours right now. No matter when what occurred, no matter what happened in the past, no matter what happened with your date yesterday, rewrite all of it to be everything that you're saying that it is, so that it can actually be perceived that way. Okay, it manifests that way because you are saying so. That's it. Now, the way that I have personally made revision very, very, very simple for myself, oh, it's like a walk in the park for real. And this is also something where I can confidently say, where, you know how there are some people who do not believe in the law of assumption, although you can't like not believe in it because we're always doing it whether you know it or not. Whatever you assume is what you're getting within your reality, right? But a lot of people, they're like, oh, the law of assumption, it's not real, it doesn't actually work, and all that stuff. Okay, I totally understand that, but I need you all to really think about this for a second. The reason that it appears that way for you is because you're not letting it work in your highest favor, in the way that you're not finding what works best for you. Because I can confidently say, like I was stating, that if I was one of those people who was extremely limited and felt like nothing ever worked out for me, and I used the law of assumption and I had this very limited mindset, I know for a fact that I would be sitting here saying the law of assumption, it doesn't work, it's not real, just like those other people, right? But I have learned for myself that I had to make things work out for me in such a peaceful manner and way. That is why these things work out for me, just like revision does today. Okay, so I make revision very, very easy for me. I do this thing where my sisters were talking with me about transmuting energy. Now, I will tell you guys that within the law of assumption, or life in general, it's not about energy kinds of things. You know, energy is all about perception. Obviously, if you have good energy, bad energy, these are all perceptions still. I remember somebody saying that energy is not a negative or positive thing because it's just energy. You just do what you can with that vibe, like I was stating, you know, that energy. You transmute it, you do something special with that, and then you can create more because of that. So what I do here with revision, which I honestly do feel like will help a lot of you guys out, especially if you are very simple-minded like me, is that anytime that a situation would occur, okay, let's say that something unfavorable occurred, something that I would not want to have manifest within my reality. Okay, so I would sit there, and I remember there was a time that I would try to put vocabulary terms to it, you know, law of assumption terms to it, where it would unintentionally stress me out. I would think, okay, now I have to focus on this, and if I don't focus on this, then it's not going to revise. And how do I know it's actually been revised? Is revision actually going to work out for me this time around? Like, what if this is too big of a deal? Understandable again, but please do keep in mind, you have to make this work for you. So with transmuting energies, what my sisters tell me is that anytime that anything occurs within my reality, if it is something unfavorable, something that seems like, oh, this happened with this person, or this situation played out this way, instead of me sitting there and saying to myself, oh, this happened and that's it, like I don't really know what to do now, I don't know how to affirm differently, I just have to perceive it differently. That is exactly what the law of assumption is all about. Perceiving things in your favor, that's it. And honestly, I'm going to talk about this within next week's video. Perceiving things in your favor, that's how you manifest what you want. Because in the most simple terms ever, that is literally exactly how you manifest what you want. You just perceive things in your highest favor. So lately, I actually have been revising a lot, and I felt like this was the perfect time for me to make a video like this, where anytime something occurs that I am not a big fan of, the biggest fan of, I feel like I've been tested in a way. I don't really believe in being tested, but kind of, you know, I allow this kind of spiritual energy into my life. I'm a very spiritual person, so of course I allow for spirit, the universe, God, to test me in these ways, although I do understand that these are all within myself. I do not believe that we are separate from God. Please do keep that in mind because it is very important for me. But I feel like lately I've been tested in the way where little things have been occurring that I am not a big fan of. I am fully capable of revising them bitches because I am in control in the way that I see it exactly how I want to see it, even if it appears a different way. So as an example, I'm just gonna say for you, okay, let's say that you have an SP. Let's say that you went out on a date with your SP last night and it looked like things were not going as great as you had initially intended them to. Maybe you thought that there were gonna be more sparks. Maybe you thought that you were a little off-putting. But of course, if you're off-putting, baby, you're the baddest off-putting bitch because, period. Always that girl or boy, but of course, anything, it could be anything. So on that date, you know, you're overthinking it. Then the next day or the next night, you're like, oh my God, bro, that didn't go the way that I wanted it to. too. Okay, if you really want things to work out with that person and you're not okay with you just accepting that as the truth, which honestly, of course, it could never be like that anyway. Again, you are that person. So everything always worked out with you regardless with that person, one way or another. But you see, that right there is literally you revising it already. So as you sit there and you think about what occurred on that date, you no longer assume or associate yourself to be somebody who, oh, I was weird or the vibe wasn't there or anything. No, you say to yourself, everything literally worked out exactly how I said that it would, even when I didn't understand how it would. You know, everything that I did, I knew was magical. The vibe wasn't weird. It was actually really comfortable. I feel like we both really understood each other. I feel like we both are right there with each other. You say every single thing complimentary in the way that you actually are shifting the way that everything occurred that night. So even if the first day after you assume that your date isn't going to reach out to you because you think that the date was too weird, because you are rewriting what occurred with that person and you're making everything into such a positive thing for yourself and for your reality, for your mental, for your perception, the energies of that night have literally been transmuted in your highest favor. So it's no longer that things were weird, but everything actually worked out perfectly between us, and I'm really excited to hear from them again. And then what do you know? The person hits you up and asks you out on another date. They tell you that you were absolutely amazing, haven't had a date like that in forever. Incredible. Cherry on top of the cake or sundae, okay? Basically, the point is that everything worked out because you again perceived things to be differently. Everything worked out in your highest favor. The same thing goes for if you're manifesting money. Oh my goodness. You paid that $2,000 bill? Okay, yeah. You did not lose out on anything, babe, because when you log into your bank account, there will be 3 times more than whatever it was that you thought that you paid off. I truly believe in the limitless nature of everything just being there. You could never go wrong about anything that you do until, I don't want to say you could go wrong in this case even, but until you sit there and you start blaming yourself for things that, what are you talking about, bro? Like, you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't bring anything to the table that wasn't right. You know, you just have to change your perception. But yes, you know, if you sit there and you say, oh, I did this and I was weird and I paid so much money and now I have none, these are things that are very limiting to you in the way that you just feel like I missed out, you know, I messed up. And that's something that you can accept if you would like to, but that's not something that you want to accept because you don't deserve that. You know that you don't want that. So why would you sit there capping to yourself about some reality that you know does not belong to you, especially where you are able to claim things to be the way that you want them to be? Even things with other people, situations with other people in your life, if you want to say that your nickname has always been Juju Bean or whatever the fuck, since you were a child, everyone calls you Juju Bean. And if you want to say that everyone has called you Juju Bean since you were a child, if you say to yourself that that never was the case, then that right there has never been the case. But the second that you say that that has always been the case, suddenly, I'm telling you guys this literally, I know it sounds crazy, but it doesn't sound crazy to me. It might sound crazy to some logical people, but I'm telling you guys right now, oh my goodness, there are so many things in my reality that I have just said happened or occurred or changed in my highest favor, and they just did. Even things that I would sit there and say that never happened, or, you know, I would think like that never happened, but it did happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it literally happened because I said that it did. My ego perception right now thinks that it never happened, but my soul knows that thing all did occur, and it absolutely did. So like I was saying, you know, if you say to yourself, I was always called Juju Bean since I was a child, since I was 3 years old, whatever, since I was born, suddenly people are going to remember calling you that, and they're going to call you that as well. Whatever you want, man. It can work out in any way, shape, or form that you want it to be the case. But I kid you not, guys, y'all don't know, like, honestly, I feel like with revision, it's been a little bit, not tricky, but revision for me was one of the things that I had to be proven for, if that makes sense. You know, I am a Capricorn. We are very logical minded, but I have always been very spiritual and very, very open-minded. I believe that anything is possible. And I will tell you guys right now, absolutely within my reality, there were things that I have revised that I was like, wow, I really did that. This is amazing. And I always believed in revision anyway, but it was proven to me because I allowed this universe, which is myself, to prove it to me. And that's why I know right now that it is the truth. It's because I allowed these things to actually occur within my reality. So please, guys, you know, within this video, I know it was a very, very, very simple video, which I absolutely love to keep it. Just go ahead and take my advice. Like, every single thing that I say within every one of my videos, I promise you guys, it's coming from a place of I did it myself. And I'm telling you guys, because I did it myself, you know, I have confidence in myself, of course, and I know that everything that I say to you all, even if some things don't seem understandable just yet, because I know that my spiritual power goes very strong and very big and very wide. I know that some things are not easily digestible just yet, but I promise you guys, these things are freaking real. Listen to yourself. Don't listen to what other people have to say. Don't just do you, bro. Like, you don't even have to share your stories with anybody. I don't. And the only reason that I don't is because I'm a very private person, but truth be told, you don't need to get the opinions from anybody, okay? You don't need to have the opinion of what anybody has to say. It does not matter. As long as you know what you're doing, that's all that matters. I promise you that. But alright guys, I'm gonna leave it here for now because it is Christmas and I do want to chill out and go figure skate, which I am about to do. So with that being said, y'all, and also the sun setting. Oh, it's so beautiful. I want to show y'all. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys in a second. But yes, y'all, I love you all so freaking much. Thank you guys so much for watching today. It was so much fun making this video. I feel so happy like being out here. I feel really happy making this video and being able to talk to you guys just like this. I just feel very peaceful. I feel very, very peaceful. And I know for a fact that this video will help you out to the most of its ability because it definitely already has. I keep my advice very simple like I stated, so just take it as it is. Claim differently, stand on business, do not think about the other limiting shit that plays into it because nothing does. It's all about being strong-minded. And then boom clap, just like that, it manifests for you because you said so, and that's it. Just like that, guys. I mean, there's nothing here else to really take with you. You just gotta know it. Do not overthink it like you might be used to doing in the past. This is not the past, but it is. But you know what I mean? It's already done. That's the whole point, guys. All right, y'all? So with that being said, may God bless you all always. Thank you guys so much again for watching. Please take care of yourselves. I will speak to y'all next Thursday for another video. Yes, I will. All right, y'all. God bless. Bye. Guys, look at the sky with my space buns. Isn't it so pretty? Like, she's a baddie. But listen to me, y'all, for real. I mean, anything that you say has always been yours, has absolutely always been yours. Money has always been bagged in your highest favor. You've always had that college fund opened up for you. You've always been very successful, very beautiful, very rich, very anything that you want to be. All of it is literally already done, has always been already done for you. And as simple as you state it to be done, I want you to just claim it right now. I passed my exam. It went great with my dates. I have always had all the money in the world. I want you to claim these things right now and then go about your day knowing that they have always been already done. And then just naturally trust in the way that those things have always been done for you. That's it. Because of your confidence, it is already done. And thanks to you doing so, you can absolutely rest assured that everything has already manifested in the form of major success for you. I believe in you all way too much for anything less. As always, man, like you said so and so it is. Just do what you gotta do. Believe in yourself. Claim it. Know it. State that. Period. Just like that. All right, y'all. I love y'all so freaking much. God bless y'all. Revise away. Revise everything that you want, whatever it is. But please do not stress yourself out. Transmute that energy like I stated. Because the perception that you're changing, that's changing everything. Believe me. Don't sleep on that because that is literally the whole thing. I promise you it really is. As simple as I stated it, it really is. God bless you guys. I love you all so much. Please take care, everyone. Bye.